holidays! We're so close to the end of the year, and today I'll be sharing my 8 favorites of 2018. My first product recommendation is this. It is a scalp massager. And basically what it does is you just kind of run it through your hair, and it has a button, and once you push it, it starts vibrating. It feels really good when you do this. Basically, I think it's going to help with stimulating hair growth. I watched a video earlier in the year, and they invited this hair expert to talk about the reasons for hair loss. I don't know how scientific this is, but they showed the comparison of the scalp of a bald person versus a healthy scalp. The scalp of a bald person is very, very pale, and the reason is that there's not a lot of blood circulation going through the scalp. And the healthy scalp, you can see a lot of blood vessels. After watching that, I personally have experienced quite a bit of hair loss, I guess, throughout my life. I'm just the type of person that shed a lot of hair. And especially in the recent years, every time I clean my vacuum, I see a lot of hair, and it's quite concerning. So that's why I got this. Getting a head massage is just the best way to relax. But with this little device, you can do it at the comfort of your home whenever you want. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's only 20 bucks, and I got it from Amazon, and I'll link it down below. The second one is actually NYX underwear. They have a bunch of different type of products, but they started with leak-proof underwear, which is underwear that you can wear during your period. Ideally, I would only have one color underwear, because then I can just look at it as a uniform. There is absolutely no decision to be made. It's the most minimalist thing you can do. However, in the winter time, I like to wear white jeans, so having nude underwear is actually very, very important. So I have 2 pairs of nude underwear, and then the rest are all black. I like the NYX underwear, even if it's not leak proof, it's very comfortable. When you put it on, you just feel super safe, because they never slide off your body. Some of the other underwear, when it's too loose, or sometimes it's too tight and it digs into your skin. NYX doesn't do that. And also the underwear is seamless. So if you're wearing a really tight pair of jeans, or if you're wearing a skirt or a dress, the edges are not going to show. No one can see the outline of your underwear. So usually seamless underwear can be the kind that slides off easily, but NYX stays on, and it's also seamless, and the quality is really good, and it's also very breathable. It feels a lot better than wearing liners, because the part that makes contact with your skin is, I think, is cotton, and it also saves money in the long run. My third favorite of 2018 is actually a drink. In the beginning of the year, or the end of last year, I kind of made a promise to myself that I won't be drinking this year. I won't even touch alcohol. The reason is I wanted to save more money, I wanted to save time, I want to be more productive, and when I drink, I always have to spend a lot of money on alcohol, and then I also have sleeping problems after I drink alcohol, and then if I drink too much, then I'll have hangovers the next day. So there's just a lot of downsides to drinking. But I found a replacement drink, which is kombucha. I did not think of it as a replacement drink in the beginning, but I really like it. It's definitely an acquired taste. I remember drinking it for the first time, and I thought what is that? Why would people drink this? But after a few times, now kombucha is the most refreshing, tasty drink to me of all time. It's definitely healthier and better than soft drinks like Coke and iced tea. It's a more naturally derived beverage, but it does have a little bit of alcohol content in it. The alcohol content is so low that they don't even list it in the ingredients. It's less than maybe 2%. I didn't know that there's alcohol in kombucha until one day I was drinking kombucha while I was working. And then I felt a little buzz that I used to feel when I was drinking beer. I knew that kombucha is a fermented drink, which is really good for you. It's like miso. And I don't count drinking kombucha as drinking alcohol because first, I don't have sleep problems when I drink kombucha, and also I don't get hangovers. And also kombucha is a lot less expensive than like a bottle of wine or a bottle of beer. And now I'm pretty hooked on kombucha. My fourth favorite is actually this new MacBook Air 2018. After 6 years, I finally upgraded. The old one that I had was a MacBook Pro from 2013 or 2012. It was really slow to the point where I tried to install Final Cut Pro on it and the App Store won't even let me. It is pretty expensive. I upgraded the RAM to 16 gigs and the storage to 256 gigabytes. The MacBook Air is not the most powerful machine. Like usually people who are doing video editing, they would go for the MacBook Pro or the iMac. But my thought process is that I want a well-rounded machine and I know that I will be carrying this with me. So portability is more important to me, and also I don't think the kind of videos that I make require that kind of processing power. So that's why I got the MacBook Air. And also currently on the market, if you want to get the MacBook Pro, you can only get either the one without the touch bar, which means it doesn't come with Touch ID, or you can get the one with a touch bar and it has a Touch ID. But the touch bar is really this thing that nobody really likes and you're paying extra for it. So that's why I finally decided to upgrade, and I'm super happy with it. I love how like lightweight it is. It's still pretty heavy because the whole body is made of aluminum, but this form factor is just so slim and so compact. I can actually just shove this into my everyday bag without any problem. It's like I'm carrying an extra notebook or something. So I'm very happy with this purchase. And also I'm thinking of doing a more detailed review on the MacBook Air because I feel like a lot of people are concerned about the processing power. I'll be able to show what kind of work you can do on this machine and how far you can push it. Number 5 on my list is actually this thing that I started doing recently, which is the daily UI challenge. So I am a designer by trade, and the type of things I design is like mobile apps, websites and things like that. It's a newsletter that you sign up for, and they would send you a design prompt every day. It goes from, it's like a mix of different things. Sometimes they ask you to design a dashboard, sometimes they ask you to design like a very small component, and you can basically take that as an opportunity to deliberately practice something that you want to get better at. I guess my recommendation is that you don't have to do the UI challenge if you're not a designer, or maybe if you want to be a designer, you can start doing the daily UI challenge. But if you're not interested in doing design, you can do that for your workouts, you can do that for I don't know, maybe a hobby, or maybe it's something else that's work related. Basically building a structure or a system around what you want to get better at. And I think that lastly, posting the work really helps because it adds accountability to the thing that you're doing. The next thing, which I have talked about on my channel earlier this year, which is the Buns app. So I started using Buns, I think maybe back in April of this year, and I have been using it throughout the year, and I've gotten rid of so much like things that I don't need in my life, and in exchange I've gotten either bits or like other things that I'm actually looking for. So a quick recap of what the Buns app is. It's basically like Craigslist or Kijiji, where you can post things that you want to sell to people, but in this case you're trading with other people. The difference is that on Buns app you can list anything. On Craigslist and Kijiji usually there's like furniture or bigger items, things that you can actually sell for more cash, like at least $50. If it's less than that, maybe it's not worth it. But on Buns app, people actually list like all sorts of things. I've sold my like hairbrush, scissors, like a used armband, like all sorts of things. Doesn't matter what the value is. The whole concept is that people are trying to get rid of things that they don't need in their life, basically decluttering. But you know, the thing with decluttering is in the past you might be throwing out things that are in perfectly good condition, or maybe you are donating it, but you have to find the donation centers that take the things that you want to get rid of. But on Buns, you can actually just take pictures of all the items that you have that you want to let go of, and then people will find the items and they'll reach out to you, and then they'll make you offers and things like that. So yeah, I've gotten rid of so much stuff, and I feel really good about it because I know that my things are not going to waste. They found a good home. People are actually going to make use of them, which makes me feel very happy because I'm producing less waste. And also I'm making money in the form of bits, which is their own native cryptocurrency. And actually in a lot of stores in Toronto now takes bits. I've actually spent my bits at certain restaurants. Oh, another thing that they started doing this year is when you get bits, you can actually convert it into Bitcoin, because bits is actually also a cryptocurrency. And now it's like the perfect time to get some Bitcoin because Bitcoin price is so low. There is a limit though. You can only convert $100 Canadian dollar worth of bits into Bitcoin. My last favorite of 2018 is actually a habit. And this is something that I was never really aware of until I saw this random YouTube video. And it's basically nose breathing. I always knew people who breathe through their mouths, and I personally sometimes breathe through my mouth. Especially back in the days when I was running, I would breathe in from my nose and then breathe out from my mouth, just because I feel like that way of breathing is easier, like I can get more air. But there's actually a lot of health benefits to breathing exclusively from your nose, because that way of breathing, it actually helps to form your bone structure, like your facial structure, in a certain way that is going to make you more attractive. If you look at my face, like I do have a weaker chin, meaning like my jaw is smaller than I guess the rest of my face. Like it's not totally imbalanced, but I do have a weaker chin. And the weaker chin, it can actually be caused or reinforced by mouth breathing. Just because of the way that the air travels, it forms your bone structure in a certain way. But if you start nose breathing, it's going to help with the development of your jaw. And also, if you have the habit of breathing from your mouth, that is like the reason why people snore. If you close your mouth, then you're not going to snore. So that is my last favorite of 2018. It's a habit that you can incorporate into your everyday life. And with that, I wish you a very relaxing and calm holiday, and I hope to see you in the new year.